Welcome back to the channel, guys. Uh, Today we are talking an important topic called prime factorization. Prime factorization. I think we already covered what is a prime number, what is a coprime, what is a composite number in our previous video, and also we discussed briefly about what is a factor and what is a multiple. So I think it's high time to introduce the concept of prime factorization. So let's first see the definition of prime factorization. Let me explain it in words. Prime factorization is nothing but representing a given number in the form or in the form of product of its prime numbers. Let's write it down. Representing given number as the product of its prime factors. That means prime factorization is nothing but representing the given number as the product of its prime factors. Let's see an example so that I can explain it. Let's take a number 32. So we have to represent the given number 32 as the product of its prime factors. So we can write 32 as 2 into 16, and we can write it as 2 into 2 into 8. Again we can write 8 as 2 into 2 into 2. That means 32 will become 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. That means 2 power 5. Here we represented the given number 32 as the product of its prime factors. That means 2 is a prime number, so it will become a prime factor of 32. So we are representing 32 as the product of its prime factors. That means 32 is equal to 2 power 5. This process is called as prime factorization. Let's see another example. Let's take 72. We can write 72 as 2 into 36. We can write 36 as 2 into 2 into 18. We can write it as 2 into 2 into 2 into 9. Again we can write 9 as 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. So the 72 will become 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. That means we are representing 72 as the form of in the form of product of its prime factors. Here 2 is a prime number and 3 is also a prime number. So we are representing 72 in the form of its product of its prime factors. So we can write 72 as 2 cube into 3 square. Uh, this is the concept of prime factorization. That means, I mean, rewriting the given number into the product of its prime factors. I think factorization concept is clear. Okay, now let's look into the applications of prime factorizations. Applications of prime factorization. The first application is by using prime factorization, we can give the exact number of factors that the given number contain. That means let's take an example. Let me give an example so that it can be better. For example, let's take a number 36, and I am writing the factors of 36. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12, 9, 18, and 36. Now I am writing 36 using prime factorization. That means 2 into 18, that equal to 2 into 2 into 9. That means 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. So we have written 36 in the form of product of prime numbers. So we got 2 square into 3 square. So here there is a trick called uh, like if you add the orders, here the order of 2 is 2. Again the order of 3 is also 2. If you add 1 to each of these orders and if you multiply them, you will get a number which is equal to the total number of factors of given number. For here 36. Now let's check this. The factors of 36 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18 and 36. A total number is 9. 36 has 9 factors. 36 has 9 factors: 1, 2, 3, 6, 12, 9, 18 and 36. Uh, Here also we got 9. So by using prime factorization, we can get the exact number of factors that the given number contain. Let's see another example. Let's take 12 and write the factors of 12. Factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. Now let me write 12 in the form of prime factorization. That means 2 into 6, again 2 into 2 into 3. That means 2 square into 3 power 1. Here the order of 2 is 2 and here order of 3 is 1. If we add plus 1 to each and if you multiply them, then you will get 3 into 2, that equal to 6, which is equal to the total number of factors of 12. I think it's clear that uh, by using prime factorization we can obtain the total number of factors of given number. And one more application is that we can find LCM and HCF using prime factorization. I think we already covered this in the in the concept of LCM and HCF. That's the applications of those are the applications of prime factorization. Let's discuss another topic in this video, which is LCM and HCF of fractions. In my previous video about LCM and HCF, actually I forgot to explain this concept. So I am trying to add this concept in the prime factorization video. In the previous video of LCM and HCF, we discussed about finding LCM and HCF of two numbers like 24 and 36 and 9 and 17. But uh, here we are discussing in this video we are going to discuss about LCM and HCF of fractions. That means uh, finding LCM of 24 and 36 is easy and we already discussed about it. But what if we have, if it is needed to find the LCM and HCF of fraction numbers? For example, if you have a number like 2 by 5 and 3 by 7, if we need to find LCM and HCF of these two numbers, uh, now what we have to do is, in order to find the HCF, we need to find HCF of numerators and LCM of denominators. That means in case of this example, the HCF of numerators, that means the HCF of 2 and 3 will be 1, and the LCM of 5 and 7 will be 35. So the LCM of given fractions 2 by 5 and 3 by 7 is 1 by 35. Now let's see how to find the LCM of fractions. LCM is the inversion of HCF. For example, if you have the same numbers, let's take the same numbers 2 by 5 and 3 by 7. The LCM of any given two fractions is LCM of numerators by HCF of denominators. That means here in for this example, we have to find the LCM of numerators, which is 2 and 3. The LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. Similarly, the HCF of denominators, that means 5 and 7. So the HCF of 5 and 7 will be 1. So the LCM of 2 by 5 and 3 by 7 is 6 by 1, which is 6. Uh, in case of HCF, it is HCF of numerators by LCM of denominators. In case of LCM, uh, we in the numerator we have to find the LCM of numerators, and in denominators we have to find HCF of denominators. That means if we want HCF, then HCF of the numerator should be in the numerator, and LCM of denominators will be in the denominator. In case of LCM, it's the opposite. The LCM of numerators will be in the numerators, and HCF of denominators will be in the denominator. I think this concept is clear. Let's wind up the session.